Hey y'all, welcome back to Pure South Pastures. I'm Mark. Today I'm so glad you joined me. I want to be talking today about some management decisions we made to change the way we're grazing on behalf of animal performance, but also on pasture management. So today as I talk about this, I want to share with you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I haven't backed away from the idea of non-selective grazing or total grazing. Still love that idea. But sometimes I think you have to shift your management. You have to make a decision on the fly to do some things differently. Here's why we're doing it today. Hang out with me. I'll get into it in just a second. Thanks for joining me. All right. I've talked a lot on this channel, if you follow very much, about our battle with woolly croton. And you can see cattle are up to their backs in this weed that nothing will eat. The beautiful thing is, if I pan down here, down inside that weed is a whole lot of Japanese Lespedeza. Not the same as Korean, but it is still a legume that affixes nitrogen. That fixes nitrogen in the soil, and so yeah. So there's not a much I can do about this stuff growing here, but I'm trying to manage it. Hopefully, as we manage it, it'll get better year over year. And so I just let the cows in this pasture, and I'm managing their body condition, their animal performance, but I'm also trying to manage the pasture. So if you followed our channel, you know we've been non-selective grazing, probably not as intensely as some people, but that's been our pursuit, and we've seen good results from it. Actually, as I pan around, you can see over there some regrowth, some places where we did just finish grazing, just on this side of those white step-in posts. But then beyond that is where it has, where it's starting to regrow. So we've been non-selective grazing that whole side of the pasture. We're getting to the point where this woolly croton or goat weed is going to seed, and we've got a lot of it. So basically we've been grazing a strip from that way this way, and I haven't grazed anything on this side of the pasture yet. So there's a ton of this goat weed over there that's not been touched, and then obviously we have all this right here. So today I gave them a large paddock. I gave them a large paddock yesterday as well. I did start noticing as we're getting into these really mature warm season grasses intermixed with this goat weed, our manure starting to stack up. We're getting a lot more fibrous forage, and so the cows are needing some protein. This legume is going to help with that a lot. But they were going backwards a little bit, and again, I said a few weeks ago, we're going into winter, and I don't want them going backwards. I want them maintaining body condition. You can see this cow right here. She just doesn't look as good as she did a few weeks ago. They're not doing bad, and you can see the heifers they're doing great, but obviously they're not producing milk and carrying a calf. Some of these older cows just aren't doing as well, and so trying to manage their body condition as well as the pasture. So giving them more area, allowing them to be more selective. They have a large area here. They can pretty much where those white posts that I showed you over there, all the way to the other side of this tree line and back in there, they can pretty much roam in here and graze all they want. The reason I did that is because I've got to get over this goat weed with a mower after them. I'm gonna follow them with a mower like I have been. You can see the dog fennels. We hate that stuff too. We're not spraying anything, but what we're doing is managing with a hard graze and then coming behind and mowing what they leave. Well, this isn't going to be such a hard graze because I've given them such a large area. They're able to select, so it's going to help their body condition. And then I'm going to follow behind them and mow it like we grazed it hard. I know that doesn't get as much manure and urine distribution. It doesn't, as far as the cows grazing and stomping and all of that. It doesn't help with that kind of pressure, grazing pressure. But I got to get this stuff mowed down so that we can start regrowing some grass for the fall. We're stockpiling, and so right now, if we don't get a jump on, and we have half the farm stockpile, but if we don't get this stuff mowed down and let it start regrowing, then we're going to be behind back here. So that's my goal, is to try to get it, especially since we just got a rain, to try to get this knocked down. The places where we have mowed behind the cows and let the cows graze really hard, the woolly croton or the goat weed is not coming back as vicious, and the grass really is able to take off and get a jump on it. And so we've got about a month, 2 months now of solid growing time, and we need to get a jump on this. So also, I needed to get down to the end of this pasture, because this is the end, our property line just beyond these trees right here in a bio. I needed to get down to this end of this property, because we're going to turn and we're going to go on an area that we've grazed before, which is going to be good forage because it's already regrown, across the creek and then up toward the working pens. So I'm trying to turn them toward the working pens. I need to sort off a heifer that I've sold, take her to a guy next week, and I need to take some animals to the vet and have them preg checked. I'm going to do that because I am going to be selling a few, and I need to know if they're pregnant or not. And so I need to make some decisions there. Some of our older moms are going to be leaving the farm. They're just not able to handle this kind of grazing pressure. And I've had some people come and look, and so we'll see. I love this cow, but I may part with her. Somebody's already asked me about her, but I've just got to get her preg checked and see what's up there. Yeah, so a lot of things going on here. We're managing pasture, managing our timeline, trying to get them to the working pens. I need to work these calves, honestly. Put ear tags in them. Give them a black leg shot, which is the only shot we give them. And yeah, we just haven't been up by the pens all year this year. So it's time to get them up there and get everybody worked over and sort off the ones that we're going to be selling. So it's a lot going on, a lot happening. You can tell, man, they're going after this Lesbadisa. I don't know if those of you who are watching this, if you have a Korean Lesbadisa, or if you have this shorter type stuff. I mean, this stuff is putting on some biomass, but it's not, from what I've seen on video. We don't have any Korean Lesbadisa, but what I've seen on video, it's not near as tall as some of that I see other people having. But as I said before, when we first bought this farm, this stuff covered everything, and I hated it. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was just what would grow where nothing else will. And maybe that is the case, but the cows love it. So we let them tell us what they like. Try to demand to tell them. This girl right here sold. Just going to a farm across town. The flies have been rough. Flies have been really rough, especially horse flies. It's crazy. It's like they multiplied, and I don't know, some of these cows will have 10 or 12 on their back at once. This goat weed is so, man, it's just so woody, and just can't do anything with it. But they graze under it. Just hear them going to town, man. Just rip, rip, rip. Thankful for the break in the temps. I am soaking wet this morning, but it's more humidity than it is hot temperatures. It's only going to be close to 90 today. This is a nice move because it finishes out one half of this pasture. So ran a line right down the top of this ridge in the middle of the pasture. It drops off this way, and we've grazed all the way down this side. After we take them to the pens, we'll come back. We'll graze over on this side toward the bio, the tree line over there. And so that'll take us a pretty good little run. By that time, hopefully, a lot of this will be ready to regraze. So it's pretty neat over there. You can't see it on camera, but There's a big stand of Johnson grass that we grazed and then followed up and mowed, and in the regrowth now it's just really taken off. I love that when we get back to it. So yeah, we've been pushing them hard. Some of them are responding really well. Some of them are responding not so well. And so we're having to make some decisions going into winter. I don't want to take any thin cows into wintertime. So some moves like this will just, giving them a big area, letting them be selective. That's going to help just solidify. Hopefully it'll help some of them kind of put back on, giving them some time to be selective. Add a little bit of weight back on, and it'll help us make a decision for the winter. Who's going to be able to make it and who's not. I know she's going to be going. It's just a given. She's been thin for a couple of years now. Some great looking calves in here though, man. Great looking little heifers, calves. Got the one little guy that had a skin issue. He's right here. All his hair is growing back, but he just looks rough. Calves are... That one's going to town grazing. Hey, babies. All these weeds make me want to sneeze. Gotta sneeze. So sometimes you gotta change it up. You just gotta do some things differently for the sake of the animals and for the sake of your operation. We've gotta get over this with the tractor. I'm gonna mow where we grazed yesterday. I'll mow that today. Up on the front of the farm, I'm doing some mowing on a field that has a whole lot of this goat weed and broom sedge. So hopefully knocking some of that stuff back. I can tell those fields up there are getting a lot better. There's underneath all of that, there's a lot of grass that we haven't seen in those fields before. And so giving them rest has really been helpful. So maybe, I'm hoping, I might be totally wrong, I might be really screwing this up, but I'm hoping in between now and our frost that we'll get some growth of this grass behind what I'm cutting, and then we'll be able to graze that. That'll be stuff that we can graze this fall and into the winter. I was able to fix, had my hydraulic cylinder rebuilt on my tractor. I have a John Deere 4610, and I bought it with the property. And when I bought it, the hood was all busted up, and it's like a plastic hood. Hood was all busted up, and then eventually where the locking mechanism on the front, it just completely broke off. And then I would try to close it, and more of it just got old and cracked. It's like a 2003 model. And so I replaced the hood, and so got the tractor all up and running. Everything's good there. So I'll film just a little bit of what I'm mowing up there today, and kind of let you see that. And so cows are doing good. I'm trying to get a little more condition on them. Trying to get them ready, make sure we're ready for winter. Hopefully we can make some decisions on who we're going to keep, who we're going to send away. So let's go get on the tractor. Hey guys, so this is actually the day after I got busy bush hogging yesterday and didn't get my video wrapped up, but I want to show you something really quickly. I'm back in here where I was yesterday. Cows just came in here yesterday, so this is a 24-hour-old manure pat. Check this out. Look at this. This is crazy. I mean, this thing is so broken down. It's almost like sand. That's wild. I know I'm really putting my hand in fresh poop, but it's here's another one. Dung beetles are wearing this stuff out, man. Check this one out. I mean, look at that. Isn't that crazy?